Hey guys, welcome to PCube, where we watch and talk about music as classical musicians. Today's video is a song request by one of our supporters on Buy Me a Coffee. This is from David G. Thank you for your support and for your song suggestion. This is our second video of the Friday, so if you guys haven't checked out the first one, I can put a link for that one to listen to Aaron Copland, conducted by Bernstein, which was an instrumental. So we thought it would be a good idea to do another instrumental today. So we turned Friday into a full instrumental reaction day. So this is called Inspector Morse Theme. Honestly, it's kind of like on a different side for us to listen, is because it's from a series, a British series, and it's composed by Barrington Pheloung. I don't know how to pronounce it though. I can put his name here just in case I am butchering his name. But anyway, this is very beautiful. I listened to like a couple seconds of it and it's very kind of like orchestral, even though it's from a TV show. So I thought it would be a good idea to kind of explore it together here. I don't know much about the TV series. I know it's like a detective show. So I kind of have an idea like about how it's kind of is gonna like Sherlock Holmes. I feel like that's kind of like that genre that came to my mind. But we can go ahead and explore it together and see what's it all about. Let's just read. I think this is the like return to the theme. I forgot to say that in the description, it says, and I feel like it's obvious, that there is kind of like a Morse code rhythm pattern, and that's like spelling Morse. And so that was interesting to have that introduction, but it turned to something lyrical like right away. I was not expecting that part, but I love that kind of like the code or like the rhythm patterns that were like kind of long short kind of stayed in the background a little bit. So it still had that little reminder of the pulse, even though we got into the strings. And I feel like that's a guitar that is playing some like melodies. It was so interesting that the pulse was still, you could hear it from time to time, but then it changed to like a full different atmosphere. But I also love that the guitar melody, or I feel like it was a guitar, I don't know. The melody was not, it was kind of like floating on top of the strings. The strings were kind of more like very strict with the rhythm, but I feel like the way that the melody line was written, it was more like floating, because you wouldn't expect sometimes the beats that they were playing it on. It felt like we are kind of not fully grounded. So I kind of got that vibe so far. Yeah, exactly. The first surprise for me
kind of surprised because the name was the Morse code,
Yeah.
and I was expecting something to that has something to do with the Morse code. But yeah, I didn't expect that the violins and the string would play that, because um, usually with the Morse code, I don't know, the percussion comes into my mind, but it was an interesting idea to make it with the violins. And it was funny because it was changing the code. I think it was changing like with every part, kind of, or every sentence, I think. And I would be really interested to see what is the meaning of the Morse code that they were doing. But the second surprise for me was that I didn't thought it would be so Eastern. Like it could also be like a little. It had also a little bit of elements of Persian music, like the traditional Persian music, especially at the end of the sentences that they wanted to close it. It was like da da da. This exactly. I don't know the exact same figure that we use as like a little traditional, but like more classical traditional pop, like the mixture of that, the classical um, Persian composers that want to write a music now and make it a little more sound popper. They use this kind of characters or something a lot. But yeah, I really liked it until now. It I don't know, it had some depth and some beauty into it that I was just I don't know, I was just lost for a moment, and I was in the music. I really liked it.
Yeah. Wow. I feel like the more the
Wow.
song went, instead of getting into a climax, because it usually, like, the structure of a song is start here and then grow bigger or louder, get into a climax and then resolve. This song was, we are starting a little more on the outer surface, and then as we go, we're getting deeper and deeper. So we're getting like very close to the core. So if you feel like you're in somebody's head, or like you're in the series of thoughts, it kind of felt like that actually. And then the more the song goes, it goes heavier, and then you're getting into the deeper thoughts of you that are kind of like, it might also be scary, the darker places of your mind, because like the harmony started getting more like low, especially with the piano when it was, and then the bass line that was going boom boom boom, like it was going low, and then at some points you could hear just more like a vibration of the bass instead of just the melody line. And like adding those like little layers of a little bit of woodwinds, it grew it a little like big but mostly deep. So it really felt like, oh my god, you're getting deeper and deeper and deeper. Yeah, it was very very internal, the whole experience of it for me.
You said it very good, and I have to say that, as we talked about in a couple video earlier about the how is the same instrument, the double bass is the same instrument and does just pizzicato, which is just one technique and doesn't even do with the bow, and it's almost in every genre of music, from jazz to bluegrass to classical to pop music, everything, and it just does the pizzicato, and you never see how important it is. But for example, in here also, at least towards the end, I was paying attention. The violins were playing a very beautiful melody, and the other like instruments were also doing a very good job. But then I was imagining if these pizzicatos of the double bass weren't there, it would have changed the whole thing, or it at least it would have make it less emotional and less like it goes into you, because it's less deep or less, I don't know, dark or something. But it adds a lot with just a couple like pizzicato. It's crazy.
Yeah.
In general, I really enjoyed the piece. I think I have to say piece, not song. But and I think I would definitely listen to it more. The thing for me was that other side of the beauty that it has, but you could really get like different range of emotions from it, from loneliness and solitude to ambiguous or really so emotionally complexity to it. It wasn't like I get just one feeling from it. It was like really complex, and it was like you're in your own thoughts, and you're thinking about so many different things, and it's just coming to you. And the other than the melodies that were helping to get for you to get this feeling, but they also how it composed was also helping, like the different kind of layers that every instrument was playing was also helping to this complexity and depth that this.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like deep is the word to describe the song. I don't know if there's a better word, but for me, like that's just basically like deep. Like there's like the more you dig, the more complex it becomes. Like because there's just layers and layers and layers, and it was not just about the layers of instrument, but I feel like I don't know how they create that space. Like it felt so spacious, and then as you felt like okay, you're at the end of that space or the limit, but then you would realize no, there is more, there is more, there is more, and then the more you went, there is like it was endless basically. So that was really like interesting to think about how they created that space, but it was very interesting. So that was actually a very cool review. I'm so happy that we did that. So thank you, David G, for suggesting this song. We thoroughly enjoyed it, and we hope you guys did as well. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. If you want to support us more, there's a buy me a coffee link in the description. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.